Welcome to Live Labs. This is a preview video for the important tools for everyone using Oracle Autonomous Database Workshop. My name is Eugenio Galliano and I'm a Senior Product Manager for Oracle Database. Let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is create an Autonomous Database. After you log into the Oracle Cloud, select Database, Autonomous Database, and Autonomous Data Warehouse. This will put you into the Create Autonomous Database page. Specify a database name and display name and admin password, and leave all the other parameters as displayed. Click Create Autonomous Database. Once the database is created, it will show in green state and as available. Once the database is available, click on the Tools tab and select Open Database Actions. Log in as the admin account with the password you created in the previous step. In the Database Tool page, select Database Users under Administration. Create a user by clicking on Create User. Fill in your username and password, turn Web Access and Authentication Required on, click on Granted tab on the top right, and grant DW role to your user. Click on Create User. When done, the user will appear on the Database Users page. In the User card, click on Open in a new tab to log in as your new user. The database login page will appear. Log in as a user you just created. The first thing we're going to do is load data into our database. Click on Data Load under Data Tools. Notice in the Data Load page that data can be loaded from local files, a database, cloud storage, linked data, or a feed. We will load the database from some files that are stored locally on your computer. You can download these files from the links on the lab document. Select Load Data from the top row and Local File from the Where is your data options. A drag and drop window will appear. Drag and drop the sample files you downloaded into the landing area. The 4 files will appear as cards. You can edit the properties of any tables that will get created from these files by clicking on the pencil on each card. When you're done with any edits, click on the green run arrow on top of all 4 files will load in parallel. Click on Done when the load is finished. The next thing we want to do is explore the data. Click on Explore and the Explore screen appears. Select any of the tables and look at the data. Next, we will load data from a cloud storage location. Go back to the data load and select Cloud Locations. We will identify to the database cloud storage locations where we can load from. Please review the appropriate cloud location for your region as described in the lab document. Click on Add Cloud Storage. Enter a name and description and paste a URI for the appropriate cloud location. Click Create and your cloud storage location will be ready to use. From your data load page, now select Load Data and Cloud Storage. The files in the cloud storage will appear on the list on the left. Drag and drop any file you want to load into the database and then click the green arrow to load the file into the database. When the load is complete, go back to the data load and explore, and you will be able to see all the tables that were created from the loads. Select a table and explore all the different information available about the data in the tables, including lineage, impact, statistics, and data definition. After the loads are done, you can delete the logs. Open SQL Developer Web by selecting SQL in the drop-down list on the top left. Once on SQL Dev, drop the Cloud Ingest log table. Next, we want to explore data transform. Let's start by creating a table by cutting and pasting the SQL from the lab document and running the create script. When the table is created, you will see the script output on the bottom SQL dev window. We now want to create a business model. Start by clicking the business model card in the ADB Database Actions page. The page on which you'll land has some text explaining the business model utility in some detail, but let's dive straight in. Click the Create Model button, give your model a name, and select Movie Sales 2020 Q2 from the drop-down list of fact tables. Click Next. A creation status pop-up window will show up. When done, close that window. Select data sources from the panel on the left. A relationship diagram between the star schema will appear. Hover over any table to see details. Click Next and edit any hierarchy properties as described in the lab guide. When done editing the hierarchies, click Next to edit the desired measures. When done, click Create. When the business model create finishes, it will show up in the business models page. Select the model you just created and inspect the DDL generated. Next, analyze the result of the measures defined. If you click on Layout, you can get additional information on the hierarchies and measures, and you can identify these as well. Notice here that we're going through and actually modifying some of the hierarchies, and we can also modify some of the measures that we previously created. Next, let's generate data insights. From the Database Actions page, select Data Insights. Under Analytic View Table, select Analytic View Movie Sales 2020 Q2 Model AV. Under Column, select Purchases. Press Search. The Data Insights tool is now scouring through the data in your business model, looking for hidden patterns, anomalies, and outliers in the data set. You may be interested to know that these queries employ many of the built-in analytical capabilities of the Oracle database. A typical example is a regression slope. Note that this process can take several minutes to complete since a very large number of queries are being executed. Scroll down if necessary and click the bar chart for genre in June. This chart shows actual purchases, which are shown in blue bars, versus expected purchases, which are green lines, of various movie genres in the month of June. 3 segments have bold black borders. These indicate the most anomalous events. Now let's explore what the Autonomous Database Catalog does. From the Database Actions page, select the Catalog card. Once on the Catalog page, notice that the catalog has a browser-like search capability. In the search bar across the top, enter Movie Sales and click Enter. Only entities matching these criteria will be displayed. The catalog allows you to create searches by clicking on items in the catalog and including conditions such as and, or, and many others with other items in the catalog, displaying the matching results. Experiment around to find different relationships between items in the catalog. A very important business requirement is to be able to track lineage of specific values or measures contained in the dataset. To verify lineage of any particular item in an entity, right-click on the 3 dotted lines of an entity and select Details. In the Details page, select Lineage. Lineage will show you every table and value that is in the creation flow of the item that you're inspecting. You can also inspect the impact changing an item or entity will have on other objects by selecting Impact on the Entity Details page. Move the cursor around the different items in the tables to determine the impact any item will have on other items in the entity. To learn more, go to the bit.ly on your screen to access this workshop and other workshops to help you develop solutions on Oracle's cloud. Thank you for watching.